The Elf on the Shelf, this new addition to the Christmas mythology, this little elf and children's book that has become increasingly popular in the United States. Over 6 million copies of the book and the doll has been sold. And for many, this is just a cute way for parents during the Christmas season to keep their kids on check. You know, we have the elf comes to the house, stays there, and surveys the house, making sure that the kids don't get in trouble. Every night he goes back to the North Pole and reports to Central Command, being Santa Claus, and you think, this is cute, this is gonna help me keep the kids in control. Well, not everybody feels the same way. Laura Pinto, a digital technology teacher, has come with a paper called Who's the Boss? And here is a very interesting look at what this elf is doing, Margaret, because she says that this is getting kids used to the idea of a controlling government that is able and rightfully controlling and looking at you at every time, making sure that you're walking the right line.
So it's putting into the kids' psyche this idea that this panoptic surveillance is normal,
Correct.
Preparing them for the police state that they're about to enter, the mass surveillance. And I agree with her. I think that she's very right. Not to mention, that thing freaks me out. It's creepy looking.
It is. I mean, this idea that you are introducing kids from a very young age to surveillance, to the idea that there's always someone watching, even when you're not aware, because now we know that in social media this kind of blew up. This is something that now is part of the Macy's parade, that is part of the mainstream, and kids are mainly parents are putting their kids through the hell of having this elf show up in the mornings in different places. But they don't know that these kids, some of them are reporting having nightmares about it, waking up thinking that they're being watched. And this teacher, Laura Pinto, says the more she saw into the sharing of social media, of how parents get involved in this tradition, which is brand new, it's about 5 years if you compare to the typical Santa Claus is watching, that has been around for, plenty of decades. Now, we know that she equated this to an invention from the 18th century from Jeremy Bentham, the panopticon. This is structure, a building that creates the illusion that you're being observed at all times. This is a detention facility where every cell has a vantage point that is looking down. So the prisoners wouldn't know at any time if they were being watched or not, but in their psyche, they were.
Right, so this bureaucratic elf spying on us, maybe we're taking it a little too far now that I'm listening to this, only because we are talking about a toy.
No, we are talking about a toy, and there's no conspiracy. Even the author of this paper says, well, this is not a conspiracy. The author of the book and the creator of the toy is a school teacher from Atlanta that just put this because she thought it was a good game for the Christmas for parents to engage with their kids. And also in this helicopter parenting era where parents really want to control their kids and make sure that they do the right thing and don't move, don't touch. The idea that if you touch the toy, the magic goes away is kind of this idea that this is bigger than me and it's bigger than my parents.
Right.
This is another authority that is not the authority that I have with my parents that is able to tell me how to behave. And that's something that messes up the kids. When you have these kids that know the main authority that I have to follow is my family, the family rules, the family structure, then I move on to society and the rules of society, but then I introduce this elf, this watching eye that has nothing to do with my family and is part of a Christmas mythology that I might believe in or I might not, but he's watching. And she says that the idea of introducing kids from such a young age to the concept of someone watching all the time and being able to report to qualify your behavior is really, really dangerous.